Hey everyone, welcome to our virtual write-in. Woohoo! I've been a little sick this past week, so this is my first day back in the office. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I'm ready. It's been weird. I've been just like on my own in my room for the last 3 days.
Good to have you back.
It's good to be back. If you guys don't know me, I'm Catherine. I'm the communications manager at NaNoWriMo.
I'm Nina, and I'm the editorial intern.
And we're here today to help, just help lead you through some writing prompts, talk about some writing stuff, get back into the groove of things because April is almost here.
It's coming.
It's weird. How is it the last third of March already?
I know. It flew by.
Yeah, it really did. I know, it's been cool. Yay. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties last time, so hopefully that doesn't happen again. But let us know if anything seems off. Oh, someone said hello, Blobby.
Yeah. Blobby says hi.
Yeah. If you want to drop in the chat, let us know where you're coming from, where you're writing from. I always love seeing where people are in the world. And if you've never been to a virtual write-in before, essentially what it is we take an hour out of our days just to sit and write and think about writing and be in that mindset with other people who are also writing, and it's super helpful. So we'll be giving some writing prompts and having some discussions. If you have any questions about anything, either writing related or about how NaNoWriMo works or Camp NaNoWriMo, any of that, you can drop it in the chat. I'll be monitoring it as best I can. If you want to see more videos like this, you can always subscribe. It's in one of these bottom corners here. I don't remember which one, but there's a little shield logo. You can subscribe to our channel.
We have folks from all over today. Yeah. I saw Australia, London, Colorado, New York,
France, Alberta, Canada, Louisiana. Ooh, Norway,
Oregon, Montana.
Cool.
Brazil.
Awesome.
Hey, Emma, I'm from New Jersey too.
All right. North Carolina, Prague. Man, this is awesome. Also, kudos to you. What time is it in Australia right now? 3 in the morning? Thanks for joining.
Hardcore.
Hardcore, man. Portugal. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, this is great. I always get so. Oh wait, Bulgaria. There's somebody from Bulgaria here.
Awesome.
I could just do this all day. See where you guys are from. All right. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm a little sniffly today. Forgive me. Let's see.
Take care of yourselves out there.
Yes. Get good sleep.
Yeah, it's very important.
Write a lot, but get good sleep. So I think today we were kind of just thinking about talking about beginnings in a general sense. But what are you guys working on for camp? Are you planning on doing Camp NaNoWriMo in April? If you've never done it before, if you haven't heard about it, it's like the NaNoWriMo event that we run in November, but it's a little more low-key. You get to set your own goal, and you can do it by word count or by hours or by pages. So it really lends itself well to working on other kinds of creative writing projects. So if you're editing or if you're writing a graphic novel or a screenplay or something like that, it's really good for that.
So this will also be my first year at camp.
That's right. Yeah.
And I heard it's it's been described as like a virtual writing retreat. So, that's pretty cool. We can't all get away from our lives entirely. So
very true.
Yeah.
But you can put on your sunglasses and write your novel. Sorry, I'm monitoring the chat here. Somebody said their video wasn't starting, so I'm just gonna.
Oh my. 11th camp, as Zara writes.
Wow. Okay, cool.
Penumbra mine has 4 series in progress and hasn't decided.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Cool. Let's see, Romy Rules is working on a post-apocalyptic novel.
Oh, and Penumbra is being published on April 2nd. That's great news.
Congratulations. Nice. That's really exciting. Awesome. Cool. Somebody's working on fanfic. We've got a novella. Writing a romance with the goal of writing 30 minutes every day.
Awesome.
Yeah, cool. All right. This is great. Sorry, I get sucked into sucked into all the stuff that you're writing about. And I'm like, ooh, I want to read this. I want to know more. Yeah, should we dive into the first prompt here? Let's do it.
Yeah, so I guess we're talking about, choosing a beginning, and sometimes it's very hard because you might have a lot of projects to choose from. So it seems like a lot of people have an idea of what direction they want to go in. I guess we're thinking for a writing sprint. Maybe there's a particular section of something you're working on that you're really excited about. Maybe you just want to choose a beginning, and maybe you want to try something new, see if you can create something new, maybe introduce a new character. We could see where our beginning leads us.
Yeah. So this will just be a warm-up sprint. So just for 5 minutes. And again, the prompt is choose a beginning. So even if it's not the beginning of your project, something within the story that you're writing, something new happens or something new is created. So just choose a beginning, write about that for 5 minutes. And let's see, let's start my timer here. Yeah, let's go. Let's get started.
All right. Ro Jones asked, what is a writing sprint? So just a quick 5 minutes if you want to start.
Yeah, as many words as you can in 5 minutes.
Yeah, we can answer it later.
Got about a minute left. All right, time is up. Finish up your thought or your sentence. And then if you want, you can share a sentence that you wrote in the chat, or let us know what you wrote about, what your beginning was. You can share how many words you wrote during that sprint. Yeah, let us know. Also, I see somebody asked while we were doing that, where's a video to get help in the planning structure to use during Camp Nano? I find the sprints difficult without pre-planning. So I'm going to, I just dropped a link in the chat to a playlist that we have full of novel prep videos. So if you need more help with that, you can check out that playlist. And also, yeah, let us know what you want to see, and we can do that in our future virtual write-ins, so you can focus on those things. How'd that go for you?
It ended up turning into kind of a jumble of notes. I have a project I think I want to re-enter, so
Cool.
Just trying to figure out changes that I want to make.
Nice. Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, I didn't get very far either. I saw somebody say
Yeah.
I did awful, and
Yeah,
it's like, that's okay. Me too.
You did it. You did it. That's
sometimes you have to have the bad sprint to be able to get into the place where you can actually write things.
Oh yeah. I feel you can always learn just as much from disasters as successes.
Very, very true. Ooh, Penumbra Mine and Forrester said the sentence they shared was, "You had a panic attack about being in a tree. We're still up here. Karstian went to the dock to warn Papa and Uncle Yoongi." Davin whispered, "The Chica who killed Dr. Kane is here."
Ooh,
I want to know what happens.
Mystery.
I love it. Cool. Yeah, we got, Cat Tut wrote 204 words.
Wow.
Nature Artist 8012, 183.
Luna Phoenix 172.
I like the sentence from Jared Gwynn. Jared Gwynn got 150. And so that's okay. And yeah, that's better than I did.
Yeah, same.
I like the sentence from Zoe McKenzie. He was so bored that he thought he might die.
I know the feeling.
Pug Love in April said, "I started a chapter and the lead character entered a new environment." That's cool. I like that spin on writing a new thing, or some kind of beginning. Oh, did somebody write over 1,000 words in that 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'm always really impressed by people who can write very, very quickly. I'm a slow writer. So.
And I'd like to know what kind of coffee you drink.
Yeah, right. Oh, Eva saying, "All while I'm trying to do my Spanish homework." That's impressive. Cool. Oh, sorry, a little sniffly. That was great. So you're writing you said you're like coming back to a new project.
I think we're in the same boat, sort of, where we've had a novel that we've been working on for a really long time. So I got away from it and started working on other projects, and I feel like camp is a perfect opportunity to jump back into it and get back into the character.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm trying to. I did really well in NaNoWriMo in November, and I got to 50,000. It was about half of the novel that I wanted to write. So I've been trying to write the second half of that novel, and it's just kind of fallen by the wayside. So mine's trying to get back to that. And the second half is where all the like cool, fun, magical stuff happens anyway. So I'm trying to figure that out. Is anybody writing something brand new? It sounds like a lot of you are kind of picking up projects that you've started before. So let us know, like, at what point in your project are you? Like, what are some obstacles that you're facing right now? I don't know, like some of you may be waiting to start writing until April 1st when camp officially starts. But some of you may be planning, or what are you guys up to right now? What are you working on? What are you doing? I feel so nosy. Just like tell me.
Writing, Katsuki said they're writing something new currently. Clarissa has 2 brand new writing projects.
Cool.
Oh, cool. Zoe McKenzie said they're working on a brand new project and just started writing it right now.
Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Yeah. That is brand new. I saw Sarah it said, I did 100K in Nano, so editing is going to be fun. Yeah, good luck with that.
I actually love editing. It's like a weird guilty pleasure.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
That's funny. Yeah. I enjoy editing other people's things, but I do not enjoy editing my own stuff. Because I feel like, I don't know, editing other people's things, I can like more easily see like, oh, this is the like diamond in the rough here. And with my own stuff, I'm just like, why am I such a bad writer?
Yeah. It's easy to be more objective with other people's work than your own.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, cool. Ashley Blake says, the story came to me when I first saw the announcement for camp. I had a different story I started back in November, but this one came through and I had to write it. Yeah, I like that.
Follow your gut.
Yeah, definitely. My first like novel draft that I wrote that has not been edited or anything, but I worked on it for years and years because I was just like kind of plodding along with it. I'm like, I need to finish it. And the one I wrote in November that I finally like won NaNoWriMo with was just like something new that came to me
awesome.
The month before. Yeah. So yeah, sometimes it's good to try new ideas.
Yeah,
I think.
And different forms inform each other. So writing something that's way out of your comfort zone can ultimately inform your major project.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, I love this idea. Allison Obsent Clement is writing a brand new project, handwriting in a notebook.
Awesome.
And it's a queer romance with 2 princes from lands where consent and relationship are vastly different, preventing war with love with a better style of partnership. Ooh. I love that. I want to read that book. It sounds so good. Oh, Penumbra Forster says, I have plot outlines for April 1st and character profiles and a world built. That's awesome. It's, yeah. How many of you like plot?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
How many of you are plotters versus pantsers?
I'm so unorganized. I admire you planners.
Yeah, I'm always very very impressed by people who have things figured out that much. I did a little bit of that in November and it did actually help. So I've been trying to get better about planning and know. So if you guys have any tips on how to plan or prepare to start writing, please feel free to let us know and drop them in the chat.
I might mess up your name, but going so fast, but someone said they're a vague plotter. I really like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Mystery Post is a plotter.
Awesome.
Blue Iris Box is a pantser. a plantser.
Yeah, so a mixture of the two. Oh man, Nash Miranda is currently writing a new novel that actually came to me because of a nightmare I had the night before.
Ooh,
I had a really crazy dream last night, and it's definitely not going to become a novel, but it was one of those things where I woke up and I was like, was that real? Did that just happen? So it was very silly, but I like using dreams to have your mind go in a way that you wouldn't expect sometimes. I like this. Chrissy Aylman says, I'm learning how to be a plotter. That's good. Yeah, it is a skill, I feel like. It's not, sometimes it's one of those things where like it comes more easily to some people, but it is a skill that you can work on and build, for sure.
It's not hopeless, right?
Yeah.
Mystery Post said, I must plot to survive.
Like, do you plot out your days too? Yeah. Like, I'm always also very impressed by people who like manage to schedule out their time really well and efficiently. So I wonder if there's crossover there.
Maybe we need to start a new chat for advice for people that have no plan.
maybe that's what we'll focus on next time. Oh man. Rebecca Morin says, right now I'm revising my first novel out of my Nightmare series, but for NaNoWriMo, I'm writing a romance thriller called Playground Bride. Interesting. That sounds kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. Bethany Louise says, in my opinion, pantsing is a skill as well. It takes skill not to write yourself into corners. I think that is a really good point. Yeah, that's fair, because that I feel like that definitely happens to me when I just kind of like sit down and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wing it, see what happens. Yeah. Kelly Star 321 says, how much chocolate do you each think you will consume during this month? Do you have a guess on that?
Are we talking ounces of chocolate, bars?
maybe bars. Well, I don't know. It's
this month. Yeah. Maybe I could try to plan my candy intake.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
I could probably at least handle that.
That's what you can start your planning on. Is planning out kind of like an advent calendar or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna guess for me, maybe a bar of chocolate a week.
Yeah, that sounds doable. Yeah.
I have like a little I keep a little chocolate stash in my bedside table by my bed, and I try not to eat like too much dessert just because my body, if I have too much sugar, it's like
absolutely.
But sometimes I'm like, it's late at night and I'm just like, I just want a little bit of dark chocolate, sounds nice.
Luna Phoenix says they're allergic. So what's your secret snack that keeps you going?
Ooh. Yeah, my mom is actually allergic to chocolate, so. But it was a thing that came on her later in life. She was really sad when she couldn't eat chocolate anymore.
Developed a chocolate allergy.
But I also had a friend who just didn't like chocolate. Like, wasn't allergic to it, just didn't like it. So, happens too. I also, my favorite snack is bananas and honey roasted peanut butter.
Ooh, yeah. A little protein, potassium.
Protein. Yeah, it feels healthy, but also still pretty sugary. I don't know.
Oh, someone mentioned pickles.
Oh, nice.
Casey Davis. I hear they're really good brain food. I've read.
Oh, somebody said their bestie is allergic to caffeine. And then they said, I would die. Somebody said popcorn.
Ooh, Ava Helene said they're writing a visual novel. Maybe you can explain a bit more about what a visual novel is. That sounds really interesting.
Yeah, is that different from a graphic novel?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I haven't heard that terminology before.
I also, where'd it go? Sorry, this chat is scrolling through. I saw somebody, Clarissa Chu asked, what's the difference between writing tone and voice?
Yeah, I saw that, yeah.
Do you have a good answer for that one?
Oh, no, I was hoping you'd feel that.
Great. I don't know. I think it's I don't know that I have a good answer for that one right off the top of my head. But I think tone is, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong on this, because I'm just
learning experience.
Yeah, exactly. It's a learning experience for all of us. But tone is kind of like the general feeling you get when you read the novel. So it's like the person who was writing the like thriller, creepy Playground Bride one. Like that would be the tone of that novel would be like dark, suspenseful. I'm just spitballing. Maybe that's not what your novel's about at all. But the general feelings or themes. And voice is more specific. It's a specific character or the narrator. That really evokes like a certain person or type of person. So, you know, things like the dialects that they use, if you're using metaphors, like I think about this one a lot, the metaphors that you use if you're a character in a sci-fi novel is going to be different than the metaphors that those characters would use if they were like in, you know, an 1800s Western novel.
Oh, absolutely.
So just thinking about like where the characters' minds are and how they would speak. That's my answer.
Yeah.
You guys might have some other answers. I like what Alison Upson Clements said. Maybe tone is more about atmosphere, feeling sad or exciting, and voice is more about author individuality, swearing or sympathetic. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good succinct way to put it.
Thanks for saving the day, Alison.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lunar Phoenix says, tone is the feeling of the story and it influences the emotions the reader feels while reading your story. Voice, in my opinion, is basically how someone speaks.
Yeah.
So you guys are great.
Very concise,
it's like you're writers or something. You know how to answer these questions. Cool. All right, should we move on to the next prompt here?
Yeah, let's see. The next prompt. I feel like we got a little I guess someone earlier had said in the first prompt that they had started developing a backstory, and that's kind of what we're going to lead into next, possibly. Because sometimes it helps to get started to think about what came before, you know, what led to the beginning. So maybe you could start with memories, details, character habits, or quirks, or if you think about your family or your character's family tree. Or just, I mean, if you have to do research for a project, you know, maybe that's where your entry point is. So maybe we could do a sprint, you know, that has to do with backstory or you know, research if that applies to your project.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this one will be 10 minutes long. Yeah. And as always, if this prompt doesn't work for you, you don't have to use it. But if you want, develop some backstory, either memories, details, quirks that your characters have, or just figure out what led up to the beginning point of your novel or your last prompt if you use that. So again, 10 minutes, and we'll start now. Yeah, about 3.5 minutes. All right, and that is time. Go ahead and wrap up your thought. Let us know how that went for you. Yeah, drop in a sentence or tell us what kind of backstory you came up with. Tell us how many words you got during that sprint. Yeah.
My mind went in all sorts of directions on that one.
Great.
And I was thinking about, I guess, the significance of backstories and, how our experiences inform who we are and how we look at the world and how we think about other people. And I just was thinking about, the old saying that you can't judge a book by its cover. And it's so true that you never know who you're talking to when you meet someone on the street, what their hobbies are, what their abilities are, what they've experienced in their life. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, that's cool. I think that, let's see. Lady Montai got 242 words.
Wow, 307, Zoe Brooke.
Nice. Carrie Armstrong, only 253. That's pretty good, I think. Yeah, I didn't quite use the backstory with that, but I had just gotten to a point where they were like discovering sort of a new thing. It was like this castle, and I was kind of like figuring out how my character would relate it to things that she'd seen, and so I was kind of like, oh, it was like an honest to God like Disney castle in the middle, and she was like, and if I had been anywhere else, I would have thought they were trying too hard. So that's kind of how I went with it. But let's see. I like this. Clarissa Chu says, I can't stop writing now. Yes, you're on a roll.
Don't stop.
Keep writing.
Ignore us. I was even thinking about those little links in my own life. We write them in fiction, but it really does happen. I've been working on this novel for a few years, and I was struggling with it, and that's how I found Chris Beatty's book, The No Plot, No Problem. And
cool.
I read it years ago, and now to be sitting here and have the honor of being the intern for spring, it's just like these links really do happen in real life too.
Yeah,
so.
It's very real. I saw. Let's see. Yeah, man, you guys are doing great. Zoe Brooke got 307 words. Alexander Parker got 456. Most of it was dialogue. That's great.
That's awesome.
Actually, I have a harder time writing dialogue than I do like description.
Do you have any tips for writing dialogue?
Ooh, yeah. Whoa, Christina said, my antagonist used to be a Nazi scientist. He was a neurosurgeon whose goal was to eradicate disabilities and disorders.
That's a heck of a backstory.
That is an intense backstory. Whoa, what? Okay. S. Michaelis wrote 353 words and said, my backstory in this case talked about why Max was changed from a computer-generated person to a 10-year-old child.
Heavy.
I want to know how that happened.
Yeah. I'm killing. Laurentia says, I'm killing one of my characters now.
All right. Poor character. R.I.P.
We've got action. Oh, I like that tip from Rami Rules. Make it realistic. No one talks in perfect diction.
Very true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've noticed that sometimes, like, contractions. Like, people use contractions when they talk all the time.
And slang is always changing. You can invent your own slang.
Yeah. Sometimes it would be better. It's better to invent your own slang, because I know I am not up on the current slang.
You can hide your deficiencies by creating your own.
My partner teaches acrobatics to like middle school kids, and so sometimes he'll say things that he heard from them, and I'm just like, what? I don't even know what that means.
It's got to start somewhere.
That's true. That is true. I'm afraid I'm gonna be one of those people who's like, it's still groovy, man. Like,
some of them are timeless.
That's true. Some of them are timeless. I did see way back, I think when we were doing the sprint, somebody asked if there were any like rules or tips on when the best time to bring in backstory is. So if you have any thoughts about that, please feel free to share them. But I think for me, because I know it can sometimes feel like you do a lot of work. What's the writing thing where they say like all of your writing, what ends up getting in the finished book is just kind of the tip of the iceberg, and there's all this other stuff below that people never see. So yeah, you might come up with this really elaborate backstory, and then not all of it goes into the finished product. But I think it's a good place to put in backstory if like if it's relevant to something, an action that's happening. So like you were saying, like, oh, I'm an intern now and I read this book a while ago, and be like, cool, flashback to reading this book. Or if it shows something about the character and explains something about the way they're acting now. Or sometimes if you like want to leave your reader on a cliffhanger, you can like have a cliffhanger and then a flashback to backstory, and your reader can be like, okay, this is cool, but also I want to know what happens next.
I see Ro Jones had some great questions. They said that, they're looking for inspiration, and wanted a little clarity on what backstory is. I mean, I think that's a great question, really. I guess to me, it's just, how do we all get here? Where do you come from? What have you experienced? Kind of what shapes you as a person. So you could think about that in terms of your character. But yeah, don't feel like, you're not a writer. Everyone has to start somewhere, and everyone is capable of telling their own story. So, you just get started. It's with anything else. You just have to start at the beginning, and you'll be amazed with what you can come up with. And I don't know if that helps with your question. I'm sure other people could chime in on what backstory means to them.
Yeah, I think that's great. And one of the things, and it's kind of one of those things where it's like, there aren't really rules to writing. Like, there are grammar rules and things that you learn in school maybe, but like they're not. Yeah, you can write whatever you want. Like, and sometimes that's the beauty of it, is when people break the rules or ignore the rules.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes those are the best things.
Yeah, if you have an affinity for breaking rules, you're probably a writer. And as someone mentioned before, especially with dialogue and things, no one speaks really with perfect diction, and it's kind of the beauty of language. And all the differences that arise out of that.
Yeah, I also, somebody asked, how do you know if backstory is necessary to include? And I think, honestly, that one is if you get to a point where you want to share your work with people. And, so if somebody reads it and they say, hey, I really love this, but I want to know more. Or if they're like, I didn't really get this. What happened? Why is it like this? Then that's when you know that you need more backstory.
Yeah.
If somebody reads a section and says, oh, this seemed kind of slow, or like it took a long time to develop, maybe that's a point when you need to cut out some of that backstory. So, and
a lot of folks will say, it's nice to have the idea of a backstory in your head, but you don't always even have to include it in the writing. It's just sometimes it helps you shape your characters, but it doesn't necessarily have to end up in the piece that you're writing.
Yeah, totally. Oh my gosh, I love it. So Penumbra Mine Forster said, my series that is getting published started as a dare for Camp NaNoWriMo. A dare. There's no reason to think you aren't good enough. I have brain damage from a stroke and write. That's amazing.
Wow. Wow.
Inspiring. You guys are so inspiring. So
you're getting published on April 2nd, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. So that's
go
awesome.
For it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
I don't know. I've found in life, there's always someone that will try to talk you out of doing something that you want to do. So you just have to go for it.
That's true. That's true. Sometimes the person who talks you out of doing stuff you want to do is yourself too.
That happens also. Yeah. So ignore that person too.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Should we do our last sprint here?
Yeah.
It's just about time.
Yeah, I'm having so much fun with these.
I know. Me too. Okay.
So I guess for the last sprint, we were just thinking, whatever you've been jotting down, whatever it is, if there's a line that inspires you and you just want to use that as a jumping off point, just pick a line from something you've written today, or a line that you've been noodling with, and just use that as a breaking off point and see where it takes you.
Yeah. So if I know some of you were saying like, oh, I just got a new idea for a thing. Like, if you have that new idea, use a line. You can also, if you want, like, choose a book near you and pick a line and see if that propels you off in a new direction. But yeah, so this last prompt again is going to be just 10 minutes. Just pick a line that you wrote use it as a jumping off point for something completely different. Again, if it doesn't work for you, you don't have to use it. Just use this 10 minutes to write. All right. Let's go ahead and start. Got about 45 seconds. All right, time's up. Yeah, finish up your thought, finish what you're writing. If you want, you can share a sentence. Let us know what you wrote, how many words you got during that sprint. Yeah. How'd that go for you?
I'm feeling a bit scattered today, but inspired, you know. But just how to harness that and focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I finally, after a few prompts and then our talking about it, like I feel like I finally got into a bit of a groove.
I heard you typing away.
Yeah, it's typing away.
Yeah. I was like, what am I doing in my life?
Oh man. I don't know what all was going on in this chat, but all I see is fluffy velociraptors, and it makes me happy. Maybe that's what fluffy is. Maybe it's just a really fluffy velociraptor.
It's as good a guess as any. Christina did more backstory and research.
Awesome. Cat Tut got 301 words on that one. Amelia Knight got 206. Ooh, this is a good sentence from Kasuki Bakugo. Sorry if I butchered your name. It's not dying that scares me. It's letting go that frightens me. That's a good sentence. I like that. All right. Valerie, it's 26. We're about 200.
Clarissa Cho said, how do you guys overcome your writer's block? I mean, there's so many methods. I don't know. I think sometimes you just have to take a breather, you know, get some fresh air, take a walk, focus on something else entirely, and you'd be surprised. You know, the answers will come to you, but I think you can't really force it. I'd say you have to give yourself space sometimes.
Yeah, I kind of like using these sprints, like the time prompts, to help with writer's block, because I feel like if I tell myself like, okay, I only have to write for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then I somehow it's like the fact that I'm only writing for 5 minutes makes in my brain, it's like, oh, this doesn't even have to be good. Like this doesn't even have to make sense. I don't even have to use this. So usually I try to set myself some of those time prompts and then take a little break and then I come back to it. And when I come back to it, it's either like, oh, okay, like I probably won't use this, or there might be something there. It's like, oh, I can use this as a jumping off point. So sometimes just forcing yourself to write anything means that if you spill out a lot of stuff, eventually something's going to come out that you can use.
Yeah, and you could break down your goals, you know, to something smaller. Sometimes it just feels like too heavy, too big, too looming to even start. So just give yourself like a smaller increment, I think helps.
Like this Bats Roll says, Superman punch your notebook and then try again. Awesome. Oh, Alexander Parker says, my poor original character had a flashback and only got 20 words written, but, you know, that's 20 more than you didn't have. That's awesome. Oh, these are so good. Yeah, these are also good. Yeah, I think we're just at about time at the end of this virtual write-in. So, yeah, thank you all for joining us today.
It was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Yeah. So we'll be doing more of these throughout April. I don't think they're on the calendar yet, but they will be soon. We're not going to be doing one next week, but we will be doing one the week after that. And during April, it'll be weekly, also on Thursdays, I think.
So consider signing up for camp.
Good call. If you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for Camp NaNoWriMo. If you already have a NaNoWriMo account, you can just use your info already to log in. And you can create a project. And if you create a project, also, if you've never done camp, there are cabins. So you can create small writing groups of up to 20 people. And it's really great because it can be people who are writing similar things to you or just that you like talking to. So if you want to join a cabin, you have to create a project first, just so you know. So yeah, you can find a group to join, or you can be randomly sorted into one. And so cabin sorting starts in 4 days. So if you want to be sorted into a cabin, make sure to have a project. And it can be just like working title, whatever. It doesn't have to
be a fully formed concept.
Yeah, awesome. And yeah, if you want to get notifications from YouTube when we're hosting more write-ins and we have new videos going up, make sure to subscribe. And
thanks so much.
Thanks, that's it. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.